Since starting this channel almost 8 years ago, we've only got to do one Alexander Payne film. Unfortunately for me, it was Downsizing, probably his weakest film. Alexander Payne's latest film, The Incredible Shrinking Mess. Boy!
Hey, I didn't think it was a complete mess. There was some things I liked about it, but
I'm kind of stunned.
It's a problematic movie.
I'm stunned that you are
like
just
the
hating this
concept.
movie. Concept's great! You gotta have a good movie, too!
And you're right.
He's always been one of my favorite filmmakers. He's a great collaborator, fantastic writer, and one of those rare directors that makes only the films he wants to make and puts a harsh, signature style and craft to each one of them. Being treated to the amazing early 70s style trailer of The Holdovers a few months ago got me excited for this next project. And lo and behold, The Holdovers is one of the best films of the year. Probably my favorite of his since Sideways. Sideways was my favorite movie of 2004, The Descendants was my favorite movie of 2011, and this may go down as my favorite movie of 2023.
Monkey's out of the bottle, man.
What?
Yeah.
That's not even an expression.
It stars the great Paul Giamatti as an uptight, reclusive professor of a high school level boarding school, which rich parents dump their kids so they don't have to deal with them, all that kind of shit. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, he's selected to stay behind and babysit the Holdovers, who are not going home for the Christmas holiday. A lot happens in this film. A lot of tragedy, a lot of revelations, a lot of epiphanies. Normally, I could sum up a movie by saying, ultimately, this is a movie about this, or this is a movie about that. Yes, this movie has a central theme, but it's about so much without feeling contrived or bloated in any way. Themes of loss, leaving the past behind, moving forward with your life, not to be scared of the outside world despite not trusting it. Written by David Henningsen, this script is fucking brilliant, and it speaks so much in metaphors as our lead character is pretentious and intellectually superior to most of the other characters around him.
That's glaringly apparent.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
Paul Giamatti, to no surprise, is absolutely fantastic in this movie. I know he's gone to do a lot of TV lately, and that's great for him, but he's such a great leading man in films in such an interesting way. You have to have amazing charm, charisma, and talent to pull off the kind of leading roles that Giamatti does. He and Alexander Payne know exactly how to work together. They read each other's minds. They're on the same exact page. I wish they would do more movies together.
I hit him with a car.
It's about 3 or 4 pages of dialogue, and I wanted to do it in one go and choreograph it to the camera. At first, you're fooled into thinking that only these two characters are alone at the liquor store, but suddenly you're surprised at the end of the scene by the appearance of the liquor store salesman.
Here you go, killer.
Paul just knows how to read Payne's characters. And Payne knows exactly what Paul's strong suits are. Not to say he's a limited actor or has any weak points, because he doesn't. But his strengths lie in the sort of quirky, charming, yet dark and depressing underdogs who sometimes need a boost from an unlikely source to kick their ass back into the world. Because he's done so much TV the past decade, I haven't really had a chance to discuss Paul Giamatti on the channel since we started. Well, now I can. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I first noticed him, I think, in 1997's Howard Stern's Private Parts, and then started seeing him pop up everywhere, supporting roles in The Negotiator and duets, before completely proving his leading man status in the quirky underdog ways of American Splendor, which he should have won an Oscar for. Sideways is in my top favorite films of all time, and though I'm glad he finally got noticed in Cinderella Man during awards season, he should have had 2 Oscars by that time, but who really gives a shit about awards anyway? And at the end of the day, your body of work speaks for itself, and both Paul Giamatti and Alexander Payne clearly are impressive in that area. But if there's any justice in the world, they'll both be walking away with statues this March, if I cared. Which I don't. This movie has a perfect runtime, pace, character interactions, look. Believe it or not, this is a Christmas movie, and it really values the spirit of Christmas, even having the lead character not believe in God. Supporting cast in this movie is also brilliant, with enticing storylines, feelings, backstories, and motivations of their own. I would almost call this movie an ensemble piece, or at least a co-led film with Paul Giamatti as the main protagonist, Dominique Sessa as the catalyst, and Divine Joy Randolph as the glue that holds it together. Dominique Sessa as Angus is amazing. This is his first and only IMDb credit. Boy, did he knock it out of the fucking park. His character's an asshole when we first meet him. We get introduced to his situation with his parents and why he lashes out the way he does. He makes for such a great foil to Paul Giamatti's grumpy professor. Divine Joy Randolph plays Mary, the manager of the prep school kitchen, who also stays behind for the holiday break.
Oh, the Osgood kid? Yeah, he was a real asshole.
We find out a lot about her early on in the movie, and it's heartbreaking and casts a large layer over the continuing story of the film. She's been great in a lot of things, particularly Dolomite Is My Name, and she almost clearly steals the show in this movie. Honestly, I think, again, if there was truly justice in the world, this movie would walk away with Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress, alongside screenplay. But again, I don't care. Once again, editor Kevin Tent outdid himself, having edited all of Payne's films, all having amazing cutting and decision making. This one might be the best paced yet. It's a return to form for Alexander Payne in so many ways. For one, it's the funniest movie of the year. He just has this way about him when it comes to comedy. He knows how to gut punch the audience. He knows how to add the drama and the layers and layers in character development, with sometimes dark, depressing tales that just have such amazing and uplifting messages, even if the films never conclude with a happy ending. And I will say, in this film, there's many decisions that are so unconventional. At the root of it, this is a coming-of-age movie for Angus, and this is sort of a go out and live your life and express yourself movie for Paul. And it's a try to live with grief and loss and move on with your life the best you can for Mary. All three of these characters represent completely different themes and have completely different characters and tones around their stories. But when they all come together, it is amazing. It's some of the best chemistry with a trio of actors I've seen in a long time. The first act of this movie, you see more of the kids' holdovers, where you almost think the movie's going to be about Paul Giamatti and a whole group of kids. But it quickly shifts into just the three main characters and the mental and physical growth they all share together in some absolutely hysterical moments. God bless Alexander Payne. God bless Paul Giamatti. This is a winner. Go see this in the theaters instead of giving your money to the Marvelsons. We drink your cinema.